The Problem with Chrissy Teigen. Chrissy Teigen's entitlement, part of, naturally, her makeup as a narcissist, her entitlement to have the loudest opinion in the room, overbearing, lack of boundary recognition, has struck once again as Kamala Harris's celebrity train of endorsement continues to roll with full steam just days before the 2024 election. In one of the most divisive topics, abortion, Chrissy Teigen has shared with us the ever-changing and heartbreaking story of her own medical emergency. At 20 weeks pregnant, Teigen had only recently learned she and husband John Legend had naturally conceived. Despite being a mother of two, Chrissy's first two children and now her third and fourth are all miracles of IVF and or surrogacy. According to Teigen's Instagram stories from 2020, use of social media to publicise, Chrissy was so unaware of her fertility that she had actually undergone major elective surgery in the early weeks of her pregnancy. Teigen was so certain that she was unable to naturally conceive that during surgery pre-op, Teigen allowed doctors to skip the part where they urine test her. With such a major surgery, any pregnancy would likely lead to a miscarriage. Teigen underwent the surgery and weeks later learned she was pregnant. At 20 weeks pregnant, Teigen and Jag experienced a partial placenta abruption. This happens when the placenta separates from the uterus wall too early. This condition is life-threatening to both the fetus and the mother. Despite spending days in the hospital on bed rest with multiple blood transfusions, Jack lost his heartbeat, and Teigen's life was also in limbo. Doctors removed Jack from Teigen's womb and went on to ensure her health was to improve. Until the 2020 Twitter point of no return, Teigen was pretty popular. Her husband, John Legend's dedicated love ballad, All of Me, quickly turned into a wedding must-have as their 2013 nuptials generated a new wave of trending wedding gowns. Teigen had single-handedly reinvented the brand of hot but silly girlfriend, and she gained a lot of popularity because of that. Things then took a turn for Teigen as a consequence of the 2020 election, as it heated up and rumours circulated about the Clintons, Jeffrey Epstein, Epstein Island, and pizza. Online detectives worked around the clock to bump the word conspiracy off of headlines they knew deserved more credibility. Teigen famously deleted 60,000 tweets, nullification of threat to control, in mid-2020, as online sleuths exposed her penchant for paedophilia-themed humour, lack of emotional empathy. Her 140 characters were used as mounting evidence that connected her to an elite squad of darkness. What is a famous supermodel doing, tweeting incessantly, sense of entitlement, hoovering, assertion of control, about craving pizza, and being obsessed with toddler beauty pageants? Back in 2011, on the 19th of June, she tweeted, "I'm bored, really want to watch kids give birth. Where can I watch teens giving birth? MTV. I mean, that doesn't make sense, but I'll try." It demonstrates an absence of facade in behaving in such manner, that there's no filter, an absence of emotional empathy with what she was tweeting. On another occasion, on June 22nd, 2011, she wrote, as she tweeted, "It always weirds me out how strong little toddlers' tummies can look, and I am aware of how absolutely disturbing that sounds." Well, if you are, you clearly don't give a shit, because you still tweeted it, demonstrating that you're either stupid or, more likely, you're both stupid and devoid of emotional empathy. On February the 10th, 2012, she wrote, "A belly and a shirt with a small sexy toddler on it saying number 1, duh, what does a guy wear to a toddlers and tiaras party?" 12th of June 2011, "I am about to Anthony Weiner, this kid." September the 23rd, 2009, "I just saw a baby that looked like a porn star, like a trashy do-anything porn star. Is this wrong to think?" 27th of January 2013, "I'm going to jail over pizza." She then stated, bear in mind, pizza is allegedly a code word for illegal erotica depicting children. She then tweeted, "Seeing little girls do the splits half naked is just, I want to put myself in jail." Replying to somebody called Kevin Shoki, she wrote, "Nah, he just said the cleanest and best pleasure is to have sex with a 13-year-old. Up until that, ha 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 ha." She wrote that on the 24th of June 2012. It's very clear what she's driving at, and it demonstrates a complete and flagrant disregard for what she's writing about, the impact that it has upon people, and that she simply thinks that she is being entertaining and amusing in writing these things and showing a certain predilection. Throughout the 2024 election season, one twist of truth has been an easy thing, is that the left will invariably state that a promise of a vote for Trump is a vote against women's rights. On Sunday, October 27th, 2024, Chrissy Teigen spoke at a Prop 139 rally in Arizona. Voting no on Prop 139 would amend the Arizona Constitution to establish that every individual has the fundamental right to abortion, that the state of Arizona may not interfere with before the point of fetal viability. Fetal viability is defined in the measure as the point of pregnancy, when there is significant chance of the survival of the fetus outside of the uterus without the application of extraordinary medical measures. Chrissy Teigen's gestational medical procedure would not have fallen under that category. At that rally, Chrissy Teigen shared her heartbreaking but inconsistent story about her miscarriage turned abortion, something I've touched on before. First of all, the fact that she repeatedly talks about it demonstrates that she doesn't recognise the issue ought to be private. And of course, she's driven by her narcissism to want to share this with people, not because she actually cares about the issue, but because subconsciously she needs to control them through it by virtue of a pity play, that she needs to draw fuel by way of people's reactions. She mischaracterised the situation by telling the crowd she had been thinking about her baby for 20 weeks, when factually she did not know she was pregnant with Jack until about 3 weeks before she lost him. Revision of history. Although Chrissy Teigen's 60,000 deleted tweets were mostly sent pre-motherhood, her refusal to admit to the darkness of the Hollywood delete, the Hollywood sickness that I've pointed out on numerous occasions, or just stop providing her opinion altogether, has demonstrated her sense of entitlement. It also demonstrates what a hypocrite she is and how she has no self-awareness, because she bombards people on the themes of morality, but then she's joked about having sex with children. There's also the suggestions of the connection with P. Diddy, the event at the White House that was mentioned by her when she and her husband was being interviewed. The problem with Chrissy Teigen is that she is a narcissist, and she isn't a clever one, and she isn't an evolved one. Her narcissism causes her to speak her limited brains in the way that she does, causing her to say things which would rightly result in people expressing concern about the content of what she talks about. She feels the need to share matters which are private and then revises history in relation to them. She thrives on being on social media so that she can receive the fuel from her many, many followers, who one really has to question their judgment to be following an individual such as this. Once again, the moon-faced individual demonstrates the barefaced nature of her narcissism, whereby no topic is low enough so long as it enables her to assert control and draw fuel, both of which she does subconsciously because she doesn't know what she is. It demonstrates that she's a base individual who then, like many narcissists of either persuasion politically, feel an entitlement to tell you how you ought to vote. Are you content to be lectured to with regard to matters of political significance from a woman that revises history and keeps changing whether she had a miscarriage or an abortion, and somebody who tweets about children in the way that she did? She has no moral compass, and she doesn't even realize this. It isn't that she holds herself out as being a good person, but rather she doesn't see that there's anything wrong in the way that she has behaved, and she continues to do it. On numerous occasions, she's taking a break from social media, only to come back 2 or 3 days later. Why? She's a hypocrite. And this hypocrisy is driven by the thirst that she experiences for fuel, the necessity of putting everything about her life out there, banal that it is, in order to gain that control and that fuel. Chrissy Teigen doesn't know how her surname is pronounced, hence why I say it 3 different ways. But her major problem is that her narcissism exposes her time and time again. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.